And welcome to the Destiny Nerds podcast. We're back, baby. I'm Bearded Luke.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
It is good to see everyone. We have an amazing guest who just couldn't handle not being on here again, so we got him back. This dude, and let me tell everyone who's listening or watching or anything. This man right here, when I'm not saying his name yet because I want him to introduce himself, just drove 13 hours, which ended up being 15 hours from Ohio, where I am right now, to be on this episode. So this is how important this is to him. What's up, Maddox?
A lot of fun.
Oh, but by all means, guys, can we tell about your story? Let's get that out of the way first.
Well, tell us who you are, Maddox.
My name is Maddox. I stream Destiny 2 PvP. Do a lot of scrims. Been recently doing a little bit of trials as well too. We try to create a nice, welcoming PvP community and just kind of have a nice, chill vibes and just like to have a lot of fun and be ourselves. I stream over on Twitch at vmaddox, as you see, is misspelled in.
Did I misspell it?
It's 2 X's. That's okay. But you can also follow me on my other socials. It's okay at vmaddox _ with 2 X's.
Oh,
2 X's.
One job.
I literally had one job and I incorrectly did it.
That's okay. 2 X's.
Well, thanks for being here, bro. I appreciate it.
Of course.
We can tell
Absolutely.
everyone the story quick before we get into this.
Sure. So I actually contacted one of our other buddies, DC, which is also an Ohio boy, and actually spoke to Luke's wife, Allie, and I wanted to make a trip to come meet Luke. Basically, Luke being one of my best friends when it comes to being, internet friends, and I was like, I've never done a road trip. I was like, it'd be fun to maybe surprise him, catch him off guard, see what he thinks. And back in November, I actually looked back on Twitter. It was November 30th was the day that we came up with the idea, and it took that long to kind of put everything into fruition. And we got everything squared away where Luke's wife, Allie, tricked him into going to an Airbnb for the weekend, thinking it was going to be something for their anniversary or just hanging out. And turns out, like the first couple hours they were there, I pulled up and surprised him, and he had no clue.
I had no freaking clue, bro. Like, I was like, I'm pretty much the most clueless person you could imagine. So, like, if Allie's like, hey, we're going to go to an Airbnb in the city we live in for the weekend, I'm like, cool.
Literally like 5 minutes down the road from their house.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do it. That'll be fun. And then didn't think anything of it. And the thing that almost screwed it up is my brother moved to Oregon this weekend. So he's like,
that would have been so pain.
He's like, are you able to come? I'm like, yeah, I can come. We're not doing anything that weekend, right, Allie? She's like, oh, I think I might need to tell you the secret. And I'm like, no, don't tell me. I want to know. I want to know the secret. I didn't know what it was. I thought literally it was just like a weekend of events that I was going to have with my wife. But then I'm at this Airbnb and I look out the window and this random dude.
I'm filming a video of me walking up to the front door.
Like it's MTV Cribs. All right, guys.
I look at Allie and I'm like, that's Maddox. What the frick is he doing here? And I walk down the steps and I open the door right as he didn't even get the lock on it.
Right as I'm like reaching for it, yeah.
Bro, that was like one of the coolest things that's ever happened.
What makes it even more funny is like earlier in the week, I disguised what I was doing as like a stream announcement.
Oh.
So throughout the whole week, I'm like, dude, I have something big to announce. It's huge. It's going to be so important. I'm going to change my streaming career and stuff like that on Thursday, which is the day that I was driving up there.
I couldn't handle it.
And the whole week, he's just pestering. He's just pestering me in DMs and what's your announcement? You have to tell me. What is it? He's like, I'm gonna remember this. I'm gonna remember. You literally on the way up there, he told me. He said, because I tweeted out that day earlier, and I said, all right, my announcement's gonna be at 4:00 p.m. EST, and he said, I'm gonna remember this if you don't tell me. He's getting so mad at me about it. Oh man, it's just so funny. Everything I have to say worked out perfectly, and I wouldn't change anything. I had a blast. He showed me all around Ohio. We went to do a lot of great things, and
we got to watch DC fall and
sucked
slip.
leaving this morning. Yeah. it was real pain having to lead this morning because I feel like there could have been a lot more stuff we could have done. And
I know. I felt real sad boy vibes from you last night whenever it was getting closer to bedtime. I'm like, I can't tell if he's
we're out next to a fire just drinking.
I guess my question is, in all of this, if there weren't a pandemic that was going on most of 2020, would you think would he have done it sooner?
No, I don't think the pandemic really changed anything because one, I wasn't traveling by plane or anything like that, which seems to be a little bit more of a dangerous traveling style at the moment. But not necessarily. It's more so because around the time that I came up with this, I had a new job, so like I didn't have any PTO. I couldn't just take off a week, when I first started and stuff like that. So that was kind of I had kind of wait until I had accrued enough time to get paid for it and stuff like that. So
that's awesome, though. Yeah, I saw the pictures. Just melts my heart.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun.
It was
a lot of fun. They were really nice. Allie's awesome. His wife Allie she's fantastic, and they were just great hosts. And I wouldn't change anything. They did a lot of things for us. They took some professional headshots and stuff like that, which I kind of had that in mind. Which she had no clue I was going to ask for that. So like all these things that we had planned, like Luke just went along with it. So it was great, and I appreciate what they did for us. So
I appreciate you guys doing it because it was. I don't mean to be sappy here, but it was sweet. It was sweet being able to meet someone on the internet and then become best buds with them because like me and Maddox talk every day. And I don't know. It's just getting to meet someone in person like that. I've done it once. So I had video game friends I met in California once that I'd played games with.
Could have met me in Florida, but we won't go there.
I could have met Havoc. Oh my gosh, we weren't friends yet.
You're 20 feet away. We could have touched.
We will meet one day. But yes, before we start talking about Destiny, DC was also there, and DC, I've never seen a man fall on ice as many times.
Oh my gosh, dude! I don't know how. I want to ask him if his butt is sore because that man fell on his butt at least 30 times in like a 4-hour period. Almost literally fell off the
off
trail.
The cliff.
Bro, he was literally sliding off the edge and he just said, "F it, I'm gone," and just.
What were you guys doing?
Kept sliding. It was so funny.
There's this place called Hocking Hills in Ohio, and it's like a really sweet like area of Ohio that doesn't look like Ohio. Like you think of Ohio, you think of cornfields and like cities. This is like the big ravine with like raw. It looks like mountains and stuff.
Dude, it was awesome.
But it was all iced over for some reason, and there's icicles, like massive ones that would literally kill you if they fell. We heard a tree fall down while we were there, and it was terrifying. But DC wore tennis shoes.
I don't know if we ever confirmed, was that a tree
I don't
or just
know.
a big... I couldn't tell if it was a big boulder or something like that. Like all we heard was something falling, and thank God it wasn't on us.
Yeah, it was. I regret deeply not filming this entire weekend, but
absolutely, bro.
I really wanted to just like, I don't know. There's
been one great vlog.
It would have been, but for some reason, there's something so special that I've been trying to do as a human being this year, where I just like enjoy things for a while and not film them because I freaking film everything.
I think pictures. We got a good bunch of pictures as well too. So
yeah, we did. But anyways, that's probably good enough for our talk. But I just want to talk about it because you freaking drove super far to get back.
You better talk about it, right? So, amongst all that, Destiny. We're a podcast.
What a game!
Destiny. So we didn't get to talk about it at first because we've been on, I guess, a hiatus for a couple weeks. But we played the new season, some of us more than others. What's everyone's feeling of it thus far to this point? I know a lot of the community right now isn't enjoying it. But like Maddox, like how, as much as you've played, what are your feelings about it? Do you hate it? You love it?
I think one thing that they really hit the nail on the head with is it really brings back a lot of the grindiness that D1 had, if that makes sense.
A little bit, yeah.
If you guys remember, if you guys played D1, the guns were a lot harder to get back then. And when I say that, I mean like the RNG type guns, like even like, and I'm bringing up like Bottom Dollar, which doesn't exist. I don't care what anybody says. That gun is just fake.
So you're thinking like how they had like strike specific loot back in D1.
Yeah. It almost, now they have the specific loot from the playlist, the Gambit. You have the Crucible Sniper. You have Palindrome and all the adept weapons and stuff like that. Even the Trials adept weapons and stuff like that. Like it's just, it reminds me like one of the reasons I played D1. Not only was the power fantasy and the game was just fantastic, but the grind to get those weapons was so much more enjoyable and so much more difficult to do as well too, because you had to do a full raid just to get a hard mode drop at the end to possibly have like a 5% chance of getting that gun. Guess what? You can only do it 3 times a week, you know? So, and then or even armor in that sake as well too. I think they really went back on their ways when it comes to that. When it comes to loot, I think there's a lot of good loot to get this season. Snipers, reprised weapons, even dude, rocket launchers are making the comeback when it comes to PvE with the newest perk, lasting impression. That is such a nice perk, man. It's so good in PvE. I've been using rocket launchers since I got my trials one, and all it took was 5 wins to get it, and I got one, thank goodness. I'm just enjoying because there's a lot of content. There's a lot of content to do, and it takes a lot to get, you know, the god rolls you want. Thank God I got all mine almost first try.
Oh my God, you always do. Oh man, I played Gambit for so long. Gets god roll of every other game.
So it was the first ever trials hand cannon, the adept, my first flawless. I got the god roll adept hand cannon. My second ever palindrome drop was the god roll that I wanted, and my first ever trials pulse rifle from the 3 wins.
Sorry, Jesus.
was a god roll.
All right.
But I have yet to. I've done a whole infamy reset of Gambit, and I have gotten no drops of bottom dollar. So my karma's biting me in my butt on that part. So.
Yeah.
But it's okay because the trials hand cannon is adept, and it's now an energy. So basically, I don't need bottom dollar. That
what about
gun
you,
can.
Luke?
Okay.
Your thoughts and what do you think again about this season?
I so far I really like it. The problem is like I'm not in my busy season in my professional life, but for some reason it's been so busy. I think it's just part of like the transition. Like I don't live at a house that's mine, and I have to share space, and I've been like working out, and I'm freaking tired as crap at 10 o'clock, so I'm falling asleep sometimes when I'm supposed to be streaming, and when I'm not gaming, I'm like doing other stuff. So I've been having a hard time finding time to play the season.
So basically having a life.
Yeah, having a life. I've just been having a really tough time getting time to play, but I've been enjoying every second that I get. You know what I mean? I love like that they added the gilded stuff because I mean I don't really care for the way that they did it, and I think they're changing it based off what we'll talk about in the state of the game. But you know, just having stuff to grind for, man, I love it. But what hyped me up even more is like, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, is this Destiny 2021 update. As like everything I ever wanted in the game that they got rid of and they're going to bring back is basically coming back. And that like just made me feel, to be honest, it made me feel like a little bit more relieved because to be honest, I think a lot of the stuff that's in the game now is super, super grindy. Like they add 50 levels of freaking power every season. And then they also add
and it's the same power grind every
same
time.
Crap.
There's literally an Excel sheet on Reddit that you just go through and
exactly.
It's
There's
the
freaking
same
websites
exact power
for
grind.
it that literally show you, like connect to your API, and they're like, okay, now go do a world thing. Okay, now go do this. Okay, it's stupid. And
That's
then
one of the reasons why I've started very slow into this season because their power grind is, I mean, obviously it's grindy, but like there is no, unless you're doing Grandmaster Nightfalls or trials where you know power matters, you really don't have to. There's no reason to grind to get the higher cap. It just, and I'm a PvE guy, so like the raids and stuff. And for me, there's no reason to do all that grinding really. So
I agree with you on that one because I don't think there should be a power grind unless there is a raid or something like that coming out. With it as well too.
Other than that, it's just
the newest
floated.
expansion.
Other than that, it's just like a fake number that's just getting inflated every season, just for the heck of it.
I love the power grind. Like that's one thing that keeps me going. Like I love seeing that max power on my. But recently, I just don't see the point. Like I literally was in Gambit the first like 8 hours of the thing because of the bottom dollar, like stuff like that. Like I didn't really care, and I just kept on infusing my stuff because I had so many materials. I didn't like put on all my blues and stuff as I continued to level up. No, I just kept on putting in my armor that I already had.
Same. It'd be a +1 infuse.
Just put it in armor. I don't even care, bro. I got so much materials. It's fine.
What about you, Havoc?
But like I was saying, like the first 2 weeks I rarely played. Like I was just burnt out on the grind because as a PvE player that likes to do the raids and stuff, there was no reason to rush to get a higher power level, really.
Right.
Which will segue to the state of Destiny now with the blog. after reading that long freaking blog, it kind of like ignited to play. And I played more this past week than I have at the beginning of the season. And it's because of all the changes that are coming. And, we'll go through that in a bit here. The changes, what's coming, what's being delayed, et cetera, et cetera. I guess we'll first talk about the Witch Queen being delayed out of 2021 into 2022, like early 2022, at which they also mentioned in it that that's going to be their new release window with expansions moving forward. And they mentioned like they've always wanted to do it ever since they left Activision, but they just couldn't find, I guess, the right moment to do it. And I guess this is their moment to do it.
Two major delays later, you might as well just do it.
Yeah,
now,
so
right?
and it makes sense. I'm not mad about the delay. Awesome, they need more time. They're still slowly, they're still at home, but they're slowly going to be moving into a bigger studio that's eventually going to be built. And with the fall releases, you're competing with other AAA titles nonstop, and we always complain every year around this time, the drought. Nothing to do January, February. March.
Now it's going to be the opposite.
Now it's going to be the release window.
You start every year with some fresh Destiny.
So I like it. The delay, it sucks, but I get it because we've seen games come out this year, Cyberpunk, that have been rushed and they're horrible or they're not complete.
Yeah, it's not complete.
Wait for patches to fix them, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm all for them delaying it. It sucks, but they'll continue slowly feeding us. Because we know Bungie, when it comes to building hype, they always can hit those notes with the hype videos, the information that they release, or whatever they do leading into the summer. They always hit those notes, so I'm not really worried all that much.
Yeah, I appreciate their transparency with basically saying like we really like to give our workers, like their employees, time off during the holiday season too, and this is like a perfect time to not have them like crunching before Christmas, because they're always crunching before Christmas, and then like there's all these issues that pop up in the new expansions that they don't fix until after Christmas because they take like 3 weeks off or
and people
whatever
get
they
mad
celebrate.
Because they took a break. And people get mad about that.
They need breaks. They're humans.
I think this is a greater time to have something bigger like this because you give us the dawning, give us a little nibble of content, throughout the holidays. You come back, you have a few weeks, maybe end of January. They said early 2022, I think.
I think February, March is probably when
I'm thinking that as well, too. Give us that last little drizzle of content with the dawning. And like you were saying, there's way too many titles that drop. I mean, even like sports games drop around that time as well, too. Like, I just think give us throughout the end of the year, finish off with a little dribble of content with the seasons and stuff like that. We're gonna have Vaulted Glass coming back here soon. Like, I think we're gonna have plenty of stuff to do throughout this year. And I hope every other person says this, like, don't rush it, because we want it to be good. We don't want to keep on dealing with the same crap we've dealt with over season to season to season, where it feels half baked, as they like to say.
Mm-hmm.
And piggybacking off of that, they also mentioned not only with the Witch Queen being delayed, that they're also going to add an additional yet unannounced expansion after Lightfall to complete.
I saw that
Light and Dark trilogy, or not trilogy, but what are they? How they word it? You know what I'm saying?
I have it pulled up here. I'll find what it says.
The little saga, the Light and Dark saga, whatever. They're going to add an additional unannounced expansion after Lightfall, which is neat, because I know people for the longest time were thinking, is Lightfall it? Is what's going on after that? Then we heard about Bungie expanding their studio, expanding their dev team, another studio being built across the pond, like so many things, like more Destiny going into different medias. So like, there's always been this rumor about, well, not rumor, but Bungie wanted to be kind of like how Blizzard is, where they have all these other IPs under their umbrella, whereas where Bungie's trying to, I guess, try to mimic a little bit. So they got their Destiny, and then they're working on something else.
That's their World of Warcraft right now.
Yeah. So and then they're working on something else, and then so they're. But Destiny is still their core thing, and which is awesome that they're that's stuck in that 10-year window where they were initially with Activision, because that 10-year thing when it came up, 2024?
Yeah, it's coming soon because this is year
So
7.
now
I
that
think.
they broke away, it's going to go beyond all that. So that's exciting.
That hype, like, there's a lot of cool stuff in here, but that hyped me up the most because it said conclude the Light and Darkness saga. They called it a saga, meaning there's going to be more Destiny after. If there's nothing, if I mean they're not saying it outright, but like they've never like given us any hints that there's anything past the Light and Dark story. Now this makes me feel like there is. Like this isn't it. It's not gonna be over after that. So that hypes me up because I think they could do so much with different solar systems and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
talked about.
Well, it's definitely I like when they said they expanded to different medias like TV series, movies, or something. Anything, we're nerds here, so like any Destiny type content, we're going to take in no matter what it is. So I'm looking forward to that more than anything because video games that are being going into movies as of late, they've been looking pretty good track record wise. You get the Sonic game that now became a movie that did really well. I think Detective Pikachu did pretty really well. I mean, who knows? A Destiny movie. And then another thing in the state of Destiny, in which I'm sure Luke was both happy and sad at the same time, is their sunsetting.
Yes, sir. Finally.
Good.
Friggin' finally.
Only weapons that have not yet hit their cap yet.
Yeah, which sucks. I can't have my recluse.
The mountaintops.
Boo.
They're staying there. They're staying, collecting dust in your vault.
I saw someone tweet saying that it was a power move that they did on purpose just to get rid of all the pinnacle weapons that were overpowered from those specific seasons. And then they
think so?
Yeah,
that's a smart idea, though.
Like, hey, let's pretend that we want to bring the sunsetting thing in, but it was really just their way of, like, getting rid of the things that were, like, over, like that little section of time from, like, seasons 4 to whatever it was, where it was just, like, ridiculously good weapons each season that just were better than everything. Because now they haven't been doing that. There hasn't really been anything that's just been like, that's it. That's the only gun you can use,
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about you, Maddox? Like, how do you feel about them, I guess, taking away the sunsetting?
I think it's smart. I think that's the smartest idea they've come up with in a long time. I think sunsetting was a waste of time. And I think they can even do more with it by... I just would really like to see a lot of the Nightfall specific loot all be reprised because... like they're still there, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Yeah, they still drop.
I just like I miss my mind benders, man. I
just want some mind benders.
I just want my mind benders back, bro.
He doesn't even care. He doesn't care about the other guns. He's just like wants his mind benders.
I'm saying like it's just like with bringing back or with implementing adept weapons or like even just Nightfall, like the newest Vanguard weapons and stuff like that have come back. It'd be cool to see the ones that got sunset from like the Nightfall specific loot be put in at least world loot would be interesting, or put in like how the palindrome is like a random ordeal drop or something like that would be neat. And with the newest perks and stuff like that, or different perk rolls, just add variety to the game. I mean, I think there's a few things missing, I guess, and I'm always talking about in the circumstance when it comes to PvP as well too, because that's just what I play. Like they brought a lot of energy hand cannons, like, and that's what they needed, but they brought nothing but energy hand cannons. So now the kinetic hand cannons and stuff like that are kind of lacking, or I don't know. I just feel like they could have done a little bit better, or they can do a little bit better with this re-sunsetting, or whatever you want to call it, sunsetting of sunsetting, by even bringing more back than just leaving the ones that aren't sunset for the future, which I'm happy because I have my God Roll Astral Horizon from Trials way back in the day when they first came out, so it has quick draw on it, so I'm happy.
There you go.
Because that shotgun can't roll quick draw on anymore. So
well, there you go.
I was very happy about that because now I have a wonderful energy hand cannon I can pair it with, so I'm one of the happy ones when it comes to that part.
Bada bing, bada boom. I'm happy that I can keep using my falling guillotine. Sorry, I can't speak. I love swords. I always have, and that's been the first sword in this game that's made me feel really powerful.
Hey, Phil Winters is here to stay. That too.
True.
That gun can go to crap. I hate
I
it.
love that gun.
It never shoots for Maddox for some reason.
But it is by far the most annoying shotgun to use. It works when it works, it's great. Don't get me wrong, but like when it doesn't shoot, it's just or it blanks or it's terrible. I hate it. I'd rather use Astral.
Here's always a funny thing when it comes to shotguns in general, especially for PvP. Even since D1, people always complained about shotties, and they would nerf them. And then I heard they're gonna nerf Felwinters, but anytime they nerf them, does it really change anything? Like, I never feel a difference, honestly. Like,
I remember I think the biggest change that I remember that they made to shotguns was nerfing its effective range whenever you ADS. And I know that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like pre Shadowkeep, I think, is whenever that nerf was implemented, or right around Shadow, or maybe with Shadowkeep. I don't remember exactly. But that was whenever there's a barrel on the shotguns called Full Choke, which is what Felwinters has.
And it's shot package.
Exactly. So its barrel spread is really, really small compared to like a shotgun that has maybe rifled barrel. But what Full Choke is supposed to do is supposed to help with your range. Or it's supposed to it's just bullet spread, or it's just pellet spread, I think, if I'm actually correct about that. But it doesn't help whenever you ADS like it used to. And I got so used to ADSing back in the day with my shotgun, and I still have that crappy freaking habit where I want to ADS, but it doesn't benefit me in any way. So now I try to do more of a hip fire, and I think that's why I don't like Felwinters so much, is because it's more of a you really have to aim with it because of its spread.
I've always aimed down shotguns, so like.
I think that's how it should be. I don't think they should be hip fired, but you almost have to. But because the range doesn't change whenever you ADS, which is crap in my mind. I think you should always, if you ADS with a gun, your range one should be more effective because you're aiming down sights. You're looking down the sights of the gun, and just plain common sense. I think that's how it should be. But I remember that was the one nerf that I could not stand when they made with shotguns. And I feel like my shotgun's been really inconsistent since then. And that was, again, like almost 2 years ago, I think.
And you are a good shotgunner. Oh, you know.
I pride myself in how I play with my shotgun because
You're
it's
very
one of the only
good at
things
playing on a hunter with your shotgun.
I can snipe every once in a while, but not very good.
And then not only did they announce, retracting setting, then they talked briefly about season 14, Vault of Glass coming back.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have mixed feelings about it, especially with a world's first run.
I was about to say that, yeah.
People don't mind the 24-hour contest,
Mm-hmm.
but they're more kind of not so much fun with the world's first, simply because some people may never have done Vault of Glass compared to people who've already done it, so they already have an advantage of even if Bungie even slightly changes a little mechanics here and there. People who've done VOG countless times in the past.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be practicing. People are literally probably practicing already.
People are probably at D1 right now on VOG just to get a refresher. And,
it does.
Me personally, I don't care because I never go for world's first. I never do it. I'll definitely try to do the 24-hour because I know VOG. So, for you, Luke, I guess, how do you feel about all that? As you do, you've done a few first day runs for yourself. And
I tried. My team did it without me. Just to let everybody know, my team left me.
Oh goodness!
I had to go to work, and they finished it right after that because they freaking love me so much. Just kidding, team.
They do.
If you're listening, team, I hate you. Just kidding. I think it's cool. I mean, they did say that they're gonna make the world's first a bit different. That says they're going to, for the people to get the belt, there's gonna be some challenging a curated list of challenging triumphs that you also have to do. It's not just finishing it. So that part is going to make the race a little more interesting, actually, as well as it being contest mode. So it'll be a freaking hard VOG, and having the weapons we have. It's just going to be interesting. I want to try to attempt it again. I'm always down for it. It honestly just stresses me out, to be honest, because that was such a long freaking thing we did. And like I'm pumped. I honestly am. When it's all said and done, I'm pumped that my team finished it. Like I'm happy for them. But it was like super depressing to me that I didn't get to finish it. So I kind of don't want to waste my time again, if I'm being honest. But I'll probably do it anyways. Why, you know? I'm breaking over here. I think it's cool. I also think it's cool that they're adding a master version of it. But I didn't think they were going to do a world's first. But obviously, they got to get some sort of hype around it. And there would have been like a fake world's first raid anyways. So I'm
just picturing Gorgon Maze with the freaking Vex chickens champions. Like it's gonna be crazy. Like, oh man.
I will go in and practice on D1. I'm not kidding. I'll go to my storage unit and get my PS4
You're gonna
out.
play 30 frames.
Yeah.
You're gonna jump on your PlayStation.
I'll jump on the 30 FPS. I'll train in 30 FPS. It'll be like being in a hyperbolic chamber. I'm gonna go train for VOG in 30 FPS with only guns that are in D2 now.
Oh man. What about you, Maddox? How do you feel about all that?
I'm always excited. I think just content coming back is always exciting because it brings back the nostalgia and stuff like that, especially with Vault of Glass being the first ever Destiny raid. I'm excited for it. I'll do it. I'll grind for the power level like I did for DSC and like it with my clan or whoever and just do it day one. We don't ever go for worlds first. We're just kind of chilling. Yeah. I didn't really think Luke was good enough for my team, so
I'm not good enough for anyone's team, obviously.
I'm just kidding. No, I have my clan, the band Cam Girls that we do a lot of stuff together with. So we went into DSC together, finished it, and I think we'll probably get a team together for that one. Whether we do, day one or whatever, I'd like to try for it.
You'll do it, and you'll be like, oh, so easy.
Yeah, and then I'll
barely
wear my
tried.
Emblem. Every time I play with Luke, I'll wear my emblem that he doesn't have.
Yeah, because I won't get it because it'll take us 28 hours. And I'll have to go to work, and then I'll leave, and then I'll be a little baby about it for the next 2 weeks.
Oh goodness. But I'm also excited for the following content, and that's King's Fall. That's gonna be my baby.
Oh yeah, we're all. That's what I've been waiting for. King's Fall's been great. So like,
I just hope that I hope they switch it up a little bit. I hope it's not the exact same thing. Maybe a few more oracles or something like that, or different oracle spots or something like that. So like, there's not the exact same raid. Yeah. Of course, there's different, like the newest Vex little guys, the you call them chicken with legs or whatever. What they called again? I forget what their names. Wyverns.
Darpies.
Yeah. Wyverns. There's gonna be wyverns and stuff like that. So I'm sure those will be running amok. I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm gonna play it. Without a doubt, I'm gonna grind for the power level. I think that power level up to get into, for the raid or for challenge mode or whatever, I think that's what I enjoy. And
yeah, same.
And for VOG, dude, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be seeing that crap in 160 frames.
Oh, it's gonna be sexy
on 1080p or whatever, 1440p. Oh, dude, it's gonna look so good.
It's gonna look
so good because I'm assuming they're gonna be bringing back a lot of the Venus stuff as well too, the Venus strikes, and that's probably one of my favorite planets from D1 was Venus.
Oh, Venus was beautiful, bro.
It was.
I loved Venus.
It's like a glorified Nessus or whatever.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, so we got off of that. Then they kind of showed us what they're calling armor synthesis, aka Transmog.
Before we start that, there's one really important thing that they said also.
Let's hear it.
Is they said that they're before the end of the year they're looking at adding a master version of Vault of Glass.
They're looking to for both raid and dungeons.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this word for word. We've been really excited about how Master and Grandmaster difficulty has altered Nightfall strikes, increasing the potency of combat and importance of executing mechanics. We'd like all our future RAD, raid, and dungeon content to offer master difficulty versions where players can earn adept raid and dungeon gear. That's freaking massive for the PvE community.
That's awesome. Yes. Reminds me of the challenges that they brought back with Age of Triumph and stuff like that before D1 finished up with the new, weekly challenge raid or whatever it was called, where they had all the raid guns turn into exotics and stuff like that with the elemental burn.
It's just sick. I just like the idea of raids getting a little bit more difficult because
dude,
it adds a whole new part.
Absolutely, yes.
Adds a whole new community aspect to it because there already is the whole PvE side. I mean, we've had this talk a million times. There's the PvP community, the PvE community. Inside the PvE community, though, it's only like raid Sherpas and like Grandmaster help. This will be like a whole new aspect of like people doing low mans on master difficulty. That's content right there for them, you know?
Absolutely.
But yeah, sorry. All right, we can continue on to the. I wanted to talk about that just for a second.
Oh yeah, that's my bad. I skimmed over that part. But yeah, so yeah, after that, we got the Transmog armor synthesis, and
I can't wait.
One thing I want to point out is shaders are no longer going to be consumables. They are instantly unlocked as soon as you.
I didn't read that part. Seriously.
Yeah. You just. So the 50 shaders that we have sitting in our inventory, eventually we get to dismantle those and
will it just go? Can you put them on each item?
Yeah, each item. If you saw the screenshot, shows each head of the helmet, the gauntlets, and you can pick what it looks like, what shader you want to put on it, etc., etc.
This is like something they should have just done.
It makes it a universal ornament.
And it shows a full body, so you can see like. Did I see that correctly, or does it show full body? Because I know a lot of the time, like what sucks when I'm picking shaders, just the helmet. Okay. What sucks when I hate when I'm picking shaders is like I put a shader on my helmet, but then I can't see the rest of my body to see what it looks like whenever I put it on my helmet. Like I want to see what it looks like with the cloak and stuff like that, or like how it goes in. But I still think Transmog is gonna change.
It's green and blue freaking armors because some of those look better than the legendary armors, man.
Yeah, it's so cool. And a lot of them look just like I like more of like a sleeker look for my Guardian. So a lot of them have much more of a simple pattern or something like that.
So we got that, which I think that's coming out. That's
gonna change Destiny fashion for the best. There'll be so many more like just
so much
unique looks. Yeah.
Oh heck yes, fashion is going to a new level in Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And then scrolling down, because I'm just going to scroll through this. We got crossplays coming.
Yes, sir. Season 15.
So,
that's massive.
With one another. And console will not be thrown into the PC pool in Crucible. Only way it will be thrown into it is if a PC party invites you into their group. Will you be tossed into the PC pool in Crucible? So there's that, which I had a feeling that was going to happen. Which is awesome for everybody. We all get to play with each other, so that should be fun.
Crossplay is universal. It's for PvP. Am I right? Okay, that's what I thought. That's gonna change Sherpas.
Yeah, because you don't have to
entirely.
One night.
You don't have to do right. You don't have to do specific.
Yes, I'm playing on Xbox. I'm doing this on this, and this console, which might actually hurt some content creators because they pride themselves in being everywhere. But this will just make it even easier. Or
pride themselves in being just PS4 or PS5 or whatever.
That's their community, but they can play with literally any. Like I'm pumped to get to play with Havoc again. I haven't played with them since I was on PlayStation.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm pumped for Maddox to not ego me and play with me every once in a while.
Bro, you start playing at 11:30 at night. What do you want me to do?
I'm just kidding.
What do you want me to do?
I drove 13 hours for this.
I drove 15 hours. I used that as an excuse for so much this past weekend, bro. It was hilarious.
Anything we're doing, and Matt, I drove 15 hours for this.
And then on top of that, Ikora is going to mean something because she hasn't meant anything for like almost 2 years. I don't know. I've lost count.
Since beginning of Shadowkeep, I think, right?
Yeah, because you can see
since he had those bounties. Since he had those bounties and stuff.
So yes, she'll be something. Not only we see Ikora again in season 14, but she'll be playing a pivotal role in the Witch Queen.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Nice.
And then we're introducing stasis subclasses like Solar Arc and Void Stasis will continue to evolve into fully supported damage types. In season 15, we will introduce our first round of legendary stasis energy and power weapons.
Wow. I've been waiting for that. I thought that would have freaking happened when it came out, but
yeah, there's only the one weapon, and that was
Salvation's Grip. Yeah.
Yep. So that will be more info closer to the fall. Again, all awesome things to hear. And then Luke mentioned this, I believe, either earlier or pre-show titles. Gilded titles about the community, like what the heck, what's the point? if I can't showcase that I've gilded it multiple times. And now they've answered your prayers. There'll be a little number next to your title that shows you how many times you've gilded that particular title.
Yep.
And where they show a screenshot of a flawless with the gilded title with the number 2 next
I'm
to it.
so pumped,
Nice,
but
that's
so
cool.
mad because now I have to freaking gild everything because my
I'm gonna
brain
play
needs
Destiny
it.
now. I'm gonna play more
I
Destiny.
need to get it that all
When?
done. I'll just pay my friends to do it for me. You know
Oh,
what? I'll just do
man.
that instead.
Don't ask me because I don't give a crap about that.
I know you don't. He's like, I don't care at all. I'm.
Not a single.
I don't want no.
one care in the world.
He'll be like, I
give
need
a
one more
crap.
kill to get the flawless seal. Man, I'll do whatever.
I think, dude, I was literally missing like one weapon for like Wayfarer. I was missing for like maybe 2 years. I was missing the Mars sidearm ever since it came out. I just never got it, and I just went back and got it like one day, and I was like, all right, well, I got my title, I guess.
Good job. I know
just
you did on
didn't
your
want
first.
it. I just don't care.
You did it on your first 24-hour stream. I remember that.
Yeah. I went back and then I also. Oh, there was one more. Cursebreaker. I was missing like literally one thing. I was missing the ghost from one of the Ascendant challenges and stuff like that. The first Ascendant challenge I finished that day, I got it, and I was like, bro, like I waited 2 years for this just to do it in 5 minutes. It was terrible.
Dude, I know someone who's going to be hyped about this. He was on a podcast. He was a guest before. Amphi is going to be so pumped.
Oh, he's
about
gonna love
this.
it.
He's going to be like, I want
He's
all
a
of them.
hardcore completionist.
Him and Teddy, they could do all of it together. It'd be awesome. We should introduce them if they don't know each other already.
Play matchmaker here. Okay. So then towards the tail end of the blog, they kind of give us a tease, like a concept art of wild armor set that we'll see in the next annual release.
I saw that. It looks pretty interesting.
Interesting. I'm curious. Sure. Again, it's concept art, so obviously it's not the finished.
Yeah, it looks kind of royalish to me. I don't know why I think that, but
all in all, man, like I was mentioned at the beginning of the show, did play a lot of Destiny at all at the start of the season, and then after reading all that, all the changes, what's coming soon, and all this, it had me playing a lot more this past week that I haven't played in the previous 2 weeks. So I'm going to be playing more Destiny. Obviously, it's giving me a reason. And plus, we didn't mention that they're going to start not making the power grind 50 anymore.
Nope.
For the season, it's only going to be a 10.
thank goodness.
Which is,
and if you hit the pinnacle cap, you're already there then the next season,
yeah,
right?
boom, you're done.
Yeah, then you're already right there at the bottom of the
That's how it
pinnacle
used to
next
be.
season.
I loved it when it was like that because if you
I think
stayed
it
up
was
to
the season of the Dawn, it did that,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Yes.
I think it did in
that was
season,
my favorite when they did that.
And yeah, I think seasons should be like that. I think the power gap, like 50, should only be like the giant annual expansion drop. Should be that big of a jump for you to power grind.
Yeah,
because
it's like we said earlier, it's so annoying for me.
Out after a while,
Like, because I want to play Trials the first weekend. I'm not gonna play for 3 days straight to get powered up to play Trials. Like, I want to just play it and not be 50 light below everyone because I didn't have
and then
enough
get
time.
screwed by RNG because you didn't get the things you needed.
Exactly. Whenever like there's not a new raid. If there's a new raid, I get it. I want 150
Right.
levels. You know what I mean? But if it's like we just want to play Trials and that's it, nothing else really matters end game wise because like raids don't scale up each season. They just stay the same as they were when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that they're doing this. I wish they would have kept it this way a while ago, but I mean, I get it. That's just how we've done this so many times. They just back and forth. I just sit here thinking, I'm just wait till it comes back the way I liked it.
Yeah, well, it's good that they're switching the formula. And I know it's a meme by them. Like, they keep saying, "Oh, we're listening," and sometimes in certain aspects of the game, we feel that they are more than others, which is an argument we've been beating nonstop with PvE and PvP. But which we'll bring up now that it just popped in my head, and also mentioned in there like Trials, like they're gonna pretty much, I guess, rework it. Like I forgot what the wording that they used was, like an overhaul or some sort. Like
I think overhaul was the language.
with that, and also with Iron Banner was also going to do that after they
Good.
fixed with Trials.
Yeah, it's a waste.
That's the one thing Iron Banner is lacking, and that's something new. Even like a new game mode would be interesting.
Yeah,
to
like
play
that
instead of
only
just controlled.
comes. That
Is it
only comes
D1?
with Iron Banner.
Like, wasn't it D1 Iron Banner? They rotated.
It was Rift, Clash, Mayhem, everything. Control, Zone Control was even one of them.
Yeah, but now
Like
it's basically glorified Control. But
it's just whoever can just smack the other team the quickest.
Yep.
There's just nothing really much to it.
That's Rift Iron Banner. That was so fun, so much fun.
Oh, you better be 6-stacking though, or you gonna get smeared.
Yeah. Oh, you get smeared now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the freelance is actually a lot of fun. I went in for a freelance Iron Banner recently, and it's the matchmaking's decent. I'm not gonna say it's great because sometimes I do get in those teams where we just steamroll them. But I feel like it's definitely a lot more even because Iron Banner comes, I'm stick stacking. There's just nothing else to it. I'm not gonna sit there and waste my time. And 90% of the time, I'm playing against either another 4 or 5, 6 stack, and it's a little bit more competitive than 90 to 10 like it is normally. But I think it's only reason I'm doing it is complete the bounties because it's the pinnacle gear, or because the pulse rifle came back, or because the 120 hand cannon and stuff like that. But man, is it hurting for a new armor set, or it needs new weapons as well too. I'm so sick of the 2 same weapon series just being reprised. Like, it's nonsense.
Yes.
It's been like that since Destiny 2 came out, or just those two. You have the what is it? The same guns that look like every other gun in this game, just with green and black and a gold insignia on it.
and then it's got the special like Iron.
And then you have the little spikes. The spikes looks like some medieval weapons.
Let's
or
go
something,
back to D1 whenever they did those like furry looking ones.
Every season had, or every year, every big expansion had new Iron Banner weapons or new Iron Banner armor.
Yeah, and they weren't
Why
just
is that so hard
remakes
to do
with
now?
different colors. It shouldn't be hard. I could do it in my
That's why
sleep.
I'm glad you're here for this episode, because after reading that for you, Maddox, being that you're a PvP guy, after you read these changes, because you guys, for the PvP community, they've been waiting any word about Bungie doing anything in the PvP.
It's been a long time.
Is the word are you satisfied hearing something, at least this, or like you want something? Were you looking for something else?
It's a positive twab when it comes for the PvP community. I'm a little bit different because I do mainly scrims, so I make my own rules. Like, we take our community and we make our own rules. So I play this game the way I want to anyways, and get rid of all the bull crap that is in PvP that everybody dislikes. So 3-peaking is not something that I normally have to deal with. I don't play a lot of trials. I don't play a lot of comps. So all the stasis and stuff like that, I just don't have to worry about it. And that's what I like about scrims, is because it's the game how we want to play it. But for the PvP community, I can probably say for the majority of us that is a lot of positive changes coming for that. So the stasis nerfs, just the changes in general. Luke, that card's fake. I'm just kidding.
Sorry, I'm just flexing.
Oh, Luke, you're still here. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, flexing his rainbow.
Every once in a while, I just go out. I just leave, and I just go do stuff while you guys are talking.
What about you, Luke? I mean, PvP stuff. You're a PvP guy.
PvP warlord.
Yeah, honestly, the first sentences that said this, like many of you, I am passionate about PvP and Destiny 2, and it's clear that we haven't had a consistent message around these modes, so I'd like to share our high-level vision of the Crucible. That's all I needed to hear. I didn't even need to read anything underneath it, because
maybe to the details.
There's
read that line real quick for me, Luke. That's in italics, please.
Direct player versus player competition is essential in Destiny as an option to express mastery of your Guardian and showcase the strength of your arsenal against other players. We haven't heard for so long from Bungie at all about anything
that
PvP.
PvP is in the game for a reason.
Yeah.
This game is not just a PvE game.
Well, people just it got to a point where people were just making up rumors like PvP's going away. Like, it's going to go away because they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
They don't care about it. And I always thought, deep inside, they're not. They're working on it. They're just, someone's just not speaking about it. And apparently they've been just sitting on Twitter. Finally, someone's been just writing a book for the last 6 months. Like, all right, we got to put this big thing out, man. I'll tell you what, because there's like everything in here that you would want to hear as a Destiny player. That's like had a rough year of Destiny, basically. Like the first 2 sentences just immediately are saying like, we care about you, PvP community. We're working on it and we're gonna make it better. Now, if they do, that's a whole nother discussion. But the fact that this person who wrote this, which is
Joe Blackburn.
Yeah, Joe Blackburn, the stinking assistant
game director.
Yeah, the assistant game director of this whole game is talking about that. That means that it's going to be around and it's going to be better. So that's all I needed. I don't even care what it said underneath it, to be honest.
They even spoke about an anti-cheat as well too, and which is
and
massive.
That they're suing all the other cheat companies, like suing them
as
hard.
they should. It's crap, man. If you cheat in a video game.
I was watching Jake a little bit, and I had him on in the background while I was, working on stuff. And every time he got into his 7th match in trials, we encountered a cheater every single time. And I'm like, wow.
It's not just trials, man. I faced a cheater in Iron Banner the other day. Just spawn with heavy every single time. It's
Unreal.
terrible. It's everywhere. It's not just trials. It's not just comp. It's literally in quick play in Iron Banner.
That sucks.
It's terrible. And the fact that stuff like that is allowed irritates me. Makes my blood boil.
I can see it. I can see it in your face. You're just like...
No, that's just tiredness. I'm just kidding.
I drove 15 hours.
I drove 15. I had to go through Atlanta.
That on a shirt, man. That's
terrible.
Right there.
I had to hang out in Ohio with these losers all weekend.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, that was a good portion of all the blog and everything. Like, so with that all being said, we still have a lot of this season left.
Because they're extending all of them, I believe. Is that right?
I don't know about an extending. I don't
know. I don't know. We should go look at our little season passes and see if it has more numbers at the top.
It said this season will end like mid-May, and then it'll go from May to like August.
Yeah.
Season 14. So season 15 will go from whenever it ends in August until maybe season 15 will be a longer season.
Oh God.
The year. Maybe they have something else planned.
That's gonna be a rough time.
It is because besides the Dawning and Festival of the Lost,
I bet you, and I'll bet money on this. That's gonna be Age of Triumph type stuff. They're gonna in the middle of that, the extended season 15, Age of Triumph is gonna come back right before the Dawning. Dawning's gonna be the finalized, and then the new season's gonna come out.
That's a pretty good prediction. I could get
if season 15 is gonna be just one big reprised, here's all your raids and stuff like that you can go back and do. It'd be interesting.
I feel like also, and this has nothing to do with what you guys were just talking about. It kind of does, but I wanted to say it earlier, but I'll say it now. I think that King's Fall is going to come after, like, I think the Witch Queen's going to happen. And I'm kind of concerned. I'm kind of just trying to figure out if it's going to happen during, like, if it's going to be like that season's going to be the new queen, the new raid. And then the next season's going to be King's Fall, and it connects somehow to the story. Cause why would we do King's Fall again? Like, why would we kill Orcs again? You know what I mean? He's already dead. So if maybe we're not killing Orcs, maybe it's like
Atheon again, and Atheon's already dead. So like,
yeah, but they haven't told us. Maybe there's some. I want to know that why we're doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it bothers me that we're gonna go do.
Know if it's part of the narrative.
Yeah, like it's dumb. Story, it's stupid. It's
just something separate, just to fanfare.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I'm cool with it coming back. I'm 100% cool with it. Like, give me all the content back. But like, I really need it to have continuity, or it's gonna bother me personally. So especially with King's Fall, because it's such a special story. Part of why King's Fall is good is because of the story that was built on top of it.
Maybe they'll bring back Courtesan and turn it into a dungeon.
That'd be awesome.
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe they'll throw that in season 15. Who knows? I mean, maybe they're like, all right, Courtesan, it's a master dungeon.
Maybe just a glorified version of something like that. I don't know, like a remastered.
I don't know.
Crota being the final boss or something like that, but just something different.
I think if they had the technology that they have now under their fingertips, they would have had D1 just continue. So all the stuff in D1 would have been in D2, and then they would have just built off of that if they could have.
Yeah, but with Activision,
That's true. Activision.
And game sales in general. If you put a number in front of something, it's going to sell more because it shows a sequel. So that's why there's.
I think eventually they should drop the 2 and then just become Destiny.
That's what I've been saying. Destiny.
This is my prediction. I feel that as soon as they end this saga, they're going to drop the 2 in Destiny 2.
It just turns into Destiny, and then now it's like World of Warcraft. There's just expansion names. Yeah. Destiny, then whatever the name is of the expansion. Destiny, then whatever the name of the expansion. And then we just do that until we die.
There you go. Life is simple.
Life is simple.
It's that easy.
Well, does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about or bring up before we put an end to this show? Anything?
That I can think of.
No.
Well, Maddox. No. Before we let you go, is there anything you want to promote, hype up? Anything you have? Anything in the works? Anything?
I would actually. I'm actually very excited to announce that throughout the whole entire month of March, we are going to have just one big continued charity stream for St. Jude. So starting tomorrow night at 7:30 on Twitch, every single stream. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Starting at 7:30, every single night will be a continued charity stream for St. Jude, with the final goal of at the end of March to be $5,000. So that's
awesome.
Something I've been having in the back of my head, something I've been wanting to do, because I've done charity streams before, and I've done one for St. Jude as well too, which is something I truly care about and I truly want to support. So I want to see how much I can raise in a whole month instead of just like one 24-hour period, and just get a lot of hype behind it and maybe get some creators to play with and stuff like that. So I got some names lined up for the scrims that I do. I do these things called RNG scrims. Luke's played in it before, where we play against another PvP creator, and we get 2 people from chat. They like win a raffle. They're our teammates for a scrim series and stuff like that. I got some names that I'm going to be releasing soon. We got one on Tuesday that I'm really excited to play against. So that one I will keep a secret.
Well,
but
there you have it, listener. If you happen to be listening to this, we'll on the go. We'll definitely put the link in the description of the podcast. If you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, we'll make sure to put Maddox's Twitch link in there for you guys. For the
Since I
listeners to
spelled it
click on
wrong.
Since we missed it.
It's not on the screen now, but it was.
But like serious, that's awesome to hear, dude. So
yeah,
like,
it is. That's so cool.
I'm excited.
So when did you do before we move on from that, like what made you just like wake up one morning like, you know what, full month charity stream? What triggered that?
I'm always a person that kind of wants to do something different than what I've seen from other people. Like people do 24-hour streams. I've done 24-hour streams. There might have been someone that has done something like that, but I haven't seen it personally. So, or like I've caught it. So it's just I like to put my own little spin on things. It's kind of what my content's all about. It's a lot of
party going.
It's a lot of similar content that other people do, but just a little bit of a spin. Maybe it could spin that involves more of the community, a spin that involves just watching me fail or something like that. I don't know. But
during the whole month, will you be like, I know you're a Destiny streamer.
Mm-hmm.
Will you try other games during that month for the charity stream?
Oh, that's always a good question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Like a community night of I don't know, Among Us or something. I don't know. But
I don't know, man. I enjoy streaming Destiny because a lot of times when I'm playing it, I am streaming it, so I don't play a lot of it off stream. So that's why I really truly enjoy playing it, because I get to stream it, or I am streaming it whenever I am playing, if that makes sense. So I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't really had anything that struck my interest. That will bring me away from Destiny at the moment.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that was just good work you're doing there, man.
I'm pumped about
I appreciate
that.
it.
I'll be there.
Good.
Luke, do you have anything going on? I mean, besides Pokemon?
Do I have anything going on? Oh man, dude, I wish I had something going on in my head. I'm in the constant I'm in a constant last minute mindset of how I can make streaming better. So to be honest with you,
have something opening up to the people starting tomorrow?
Well, what?
Your studio, man.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so outside of this,
people, you're getting
okay, tomorrow.
You gotta brag about yourself.
Tomorrow, our first client ever is going to be coming into the studio I own called the Sycamore. It's a content creation rental studio. and they're renting it for the day. They're going to film some light or something. I don't know. And it's a big deal. So it's going to be a new chapter for my life where I invested with 2 other partners in a company that we don't know is going to work or not. But tomorrow's the first step towards it hopefully working. So far, we paid the rent for 2 months, so it's working so far. But this is like going to be a whole new thing. And we also merged all of our production companies. So I'm also a part of a new content creation company in Columbus where we're, filming promotional stuff for hospitals, stuff for creators, stuff for just people locally, people outside of the state. And that's what I got a lot of my time wrapped up in. And I have my first wedding of the year in March / May. I have 6 weddings. We have a huge year because COVID kind of put us out of business almost last year. And they just opened weddings back up in Ohio yesterday. So
getting that phone's ringing off the hook, I'm sure.
It's going to be a huge year, like 26 weddings. So like gaming and streaming, I'm always doing for fun and just to have a good time and to play with my friends and to make friends like Maddox who eventually come see me. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff's why I stream. Like I so at the same time, one of the things I'm going to challenge myself to this month coming up or just this year is I'm trying to figure out how to like Maddox says, I admire this about him. He's constantly trying to reinvigorate how he does content where he's not just stale. He's always figuring out how to do stuff new and then also do stuff that actually helps the world. Like, charity streams. So we do have a charity stream that's going to happen at some point this year. Once we hit 2,000 followers, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream for a charity called, it's not really a charity, but it's kind of a charity. It's called She Has a Name. It's a company in Columbus, Ohio that basically they're like a company that tries to make people aware that human trafficking is real, and they're like actively like fighting against it. It's a really cool organization that everyone who's listening or watching should go check out. She Has a Name. It's in Columbus, and it's really sweet. So that's kind of what I got going on. That's a big, long-winded thing, but
that's a lot. I mean, you got a lot on your plate, man. Like it's both exciting and could be overwhelming. So like both of you guys, man. Like I wish I can. I can't top that.
What are you doing? Tell us.
I can't follow that. Like, got a man here who's gonna freaking charity stream every single day in the month of March, and we got this guy.
I will
studio and
I still have to come up with a lot of like stream incentives, like or like goal incentives as well too. So I'll have a lot of that stuff up on my Twitter tomorrow.
Ooh, see, hear that? Incentives. So that doesn't. If you
donate $5,000, he'll send you his underwear.
There you go.
Or he'll drive 15 hours to give you a handshake.
He'll drive to you.
Oh goodness.
Oh man. No man.
As long as I don't have to go to Atlanta, bro, I'm good. That stuff stressed me out.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to promote. I just want to play more Destiny now after reading all that. So like, yeah, that's about it.
Again, sometimes it's just that simple.
Yeah, Maddox, again, thank you for. I
appreciate you guys having me.
Better late than never.
Yeah. 3 weeks in the making.
Yeah.
Right. We've been building up. Here we are. Yeah. So, with that being said, again, if you're listening to this on the go, we're on Anchor, which distributes to Spotify, Google Music, Apple Music, or Apple Podcast. It's
podcast, yeah. Literally podcast. The company that created the word podcast,
Everything. So if you like to listen to on the go, there you go. We also take the VOD of this stream, move it over to our YouTube channel. You can watch that in all its glory as well. Yeah. We do have a guest lined up, not next week, but the following week. So I'm kind of excited about that one. If it doesn't fall through.
Oh, it's a big guest. It's a big guest. We got a big
guest.
We got a big guest, like physically and both ways.
Both ways. Yes. Yeah. So with that being said, that's all I got.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Good night, Guardians.
You're all amazing. Be nerds. We'll see you next week as long as I don't screw anything up. See you later. Have a great night. Goodbye.